Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscriber button. Let's grow this family together. Also, be sure to check out my podcast at the Dima Podcast for the best podcast content ever, I promise. Finally, shout out to all my new subscribers. I love you all. I see you. Thank you all for being here. One thing about me, I'm going to pick up some new makeup every time I step out the door. It is what it is. Fight me. Okay, Dior dropped some new blushes. Of course, only one was available, but it's actually the color I wanted. So like, thank you, God. MAC had some lipsticks, got a lip liner, and then I needed a new concealer. So I picked up the Hourglass one and we're just going to see if we like it. Okay, we're going to see if we like it. On my last video, I got a comment from Sade Harlow. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but shout out to you. And you mentioned to do an all about me video. That's a great idea because there's so many new subscribers who've joined the family. So I want to give you guys a little glimpse of kind of who I am, an all about me video, very high level. As I get ready, I'm actually heading out to the podcast to go film an episode. So if you are interested in seeing me try out one of these new products that I picked up and also kind of learn a little bit more about me, the one and only, then please continue to watch this video. Okay, I'm just getting my hair out the way. I'm just like clipping it back, super sloppy. All right, the first and only thing you need to know is that I'm addicted to coffee, aren't we all? My order, iced vanilla latte with an extra shot and soy milk. I don't do regular milk. I haven't had regular milk in a very, very long time. It's just not good for the skin, is what I've heard. And the skin is skinning. It's not skinning today though. I have pimples and I just came back from traveling, and so my skin is super, super dry, but I try to lean off the dairy. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. I did a makeup on a budget video not too long ago, and I introduced this Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It runs you about $8 US, and you guys, it's so good. I've been using it, and I can't believe, one, how inexpensive it is in comparison to what the makeup department costs these days, but also how good it is. Like, it's so good. And that's just one side. Look at that coverage. It's dewy. It's not cakey. I'm in the color 228. My body is super dark. I just got back from vacation. I was in Italy celebrating my birthday. I turned 21. I'm just kidding. I turned 30 years old. I celebrated my big 30 in my favorite country in the world. If you have not experienced an Italian summer, at some point you need to in your life. If you can, I really, really promise it's life-changing. I went to Italy not too long ago, northern Italy, and kind of left my heart there. So I went back, and we'll probably end up living there at some point in my life. It's just, wow. We're just going to be sporadic with this because I don't even know how to talk about myself, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. I did travel with my mom and sister. I'm the youngest. I have two older sisters, and they are my absolute world. I think the one thing about me that anyone can say is just family is everything to me. I am nothing without them. If anything defines me, it's my family, nothing else. And by the way, do we see this foundation? It's just so good. That's like all fully covered, but lightweight and not too heavy. It just feels great on the skin. My family is originally from Afghanistan. They migrated to the country in the early 90s, and I really don't believe that they anticipated having another child. I don't think that's was on their mind in the moment, but it kind of happened. So I am a 90s baby, and I was the only one in my family born here in the States, so that's cool. But I'm very much in tune with the culture. I speak the language fluently, and I would love to go visit one day. I've never been, but that is the dream and the goal. It just kind of depends on the timing of it, because right now, maybe not the best time. I don't know. Okay, let's dive into this Hourglass concealer. I was in the market for a new concealer, and because I want to protect my under eyes more than ever now as I'm aging gracefully, I want to focus on less cakey, heavy, full coverage concealer. I'm very blessed to have under eyes that aren't as discolored. There's no discoloration, but you know, there are bumps and puffiness that I develop throughout time depending on like whether or not I've gotten enough sleep. And so just really paying attention to what I'm putting on my skin moving forward. And so I was looking for a very seamless concealer, which this one promised to be. This is the Vanish Airbrush Concealer. I picked up the color 6 Beach, and there's a lot of good reviews about how it is a lightweight but still good coverage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and test this out. I like the applicator. It's like any other concealer with a very pretty frosted packaging. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right here, like right under my eye, not directly under my eye, but like a little lower than I normally would. I do have my concealer brush here. These brushes aren't launched yet, but this is part of the makeup brush line that I'm creating. And so something else you should know about me is the end all be all dream and goal is to own a makeup line, and that's what I'm working towards right now. Besides that, I also have a full-time job. I do work a 9-to-5 in the tech space. I manage a team of recruiting coordinators who support, you know, talent acquisition and recruiting, and I've been in this space for the last 6 years. I started off as a recruiting coordinator myself, kind of fell in love with it, grew within that trajectory. I've supported 3 different organizations up until this point, bigger tech, and then now focusing more on the smaller startup space, and I love it. I am a people. I think leading a team has always been something that has been passion for me. I love growing and developing people, especially early on career, and just being an advocate for them. And so that's kind of the space that I spend a lot of my time in. Okay, so this concealer, let's talk about it. It is so beautiful and sheer. The color is perfect. I'm more warm, so I went a little warm under. It blended out so softly under the eye, and it looks so seamless. I'm looking at it in the mirror. It's not creasing. It doesn't really bring out my bumps, because I do have bumps under my eyes, and it's just melted into the foundation. And the goal is to avoid a lot of powder. Powder is just gonna really enhance those fine lines and those textures. And so I wanna start navigating towards formalized products that are natural finish to the face and don't require too much. This is a $36 concealer, so it's pretty up there in price in terms of, you know, concealer, but it's pretty. I like it. Where was I? This is going to be all over the place, I told you. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Pressed Powder, which we all clearly love. Look at that. She's almost done. And my puff setter here, and I'm just going to go under the eye. I don't want to put too much powder on, so I'm not going to do like a translucent powder. I'm just going to set lightly so that it's matte, but nothing more than that. So I love makeup, obviously. I've been doing makeup for like the last 7 years now, I would say professionally. But before that, I was always experimenting with makeup. I had grown my makeup collection by lipstick. I always used to buy MAC lipsticks, and so I had this massive acrylic case to set them in, and I just wanted to keep, I think it held over like 200 lipsticks, and it was just an aesthetic on my vanity, and then that's how it all developed. I was like, I need to buy more lipsticks to fill this case. I would say the first main product that I experimented with and bought was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. This is your early 2015 era. So I learned everything on YouTube. I would just practice and like try new things. This is when makeup became the peak of what it was. I think everyone was doing it, and everybody, all these brands were collaborating, and Instagram was like really the main hub and source for like becoming an influencer. And so I was like, okay, I'm into it. But of course never pursued it full time because I was a student in college, by the way. Yes, I was a college student. I went to UC Davis in the Bay Area. It's not in the Bay Area, but Sacramento area. And I studied pre-law, actually. I graduated political science. So I've kind of been all over the place, I know. I'm going in with my favorite complexion stick by Merit. This is the color Tiger Eye. You see me use this in every video at least once. Because my body is a little bit more darker than my face, I'm just going to warm up my face. So I'm going to go in a little heavy with this. So I was in college. This is during the peak of like when makeup was kicking off, like all these new brands were developing. And then my last year in college, unfortunately, my dad passed away. It was very sudden, and I would say that's the moment my entire life changed. I was very much a daddy's girl, will always be a daddy's girl. He is my everything. And so because of that, obviously I got very emotional and in an extremely dark place. I took time off of school for 2 quarters, and I came back home and stayed with my family. And I do come from an Islamic background. I am Muslim. And so with that, our funeral services, they prolong up to like 40 days. And so we had people coming in and out of the house every day. And, you know, it was a lot. It was intense. And the only thing that kept me sane, because I had all my makeup there, it was my parents' house, I would beg my cousins and sisters to let me do their makeup because I was distracting myself with whatever I was feeling, and which is probably not the best way to cope, but in the moment was helping me. So I would beg my sisters and cousins, like, can I play with your face? Let me just put some makeup on you. And I would do my own makeup every day. And I swear that's what kept me sane. It's the only thing that like kept my mind intact with like the reality of what was happening, because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have survived it. Of course, being around my family and friends, obviously. Okay, so wait, pause, because this is really exciting. This is the one thing I went into Sephora for. These are the new Dior blushes, the Backstage line, the Rosy Glow. You've seen me use this one in a lot of videos. I have the color, this is the pink one. Dior recently dropped like 6 new colors. Of course, none of them were available, but the one that I wanted was, this is the color Rosewood, and we're gonna try it together. I'm also obsessed with the packaging. Look at this color. It's like a dark coral, almost pink. Like it's not like a pink. I literally cannot wait to try this. Holy wow. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, I'm just going in with my blush brush. I'm gonna smile and put this on the cheek. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know how to describe this color. It's like a mix between a pink, red, and orange. My God. Okay, in case you didn't know, nothing gets me more excited than makeup. Obviously, I love it. This is a summer vibe. As soon as the sun decides to come out, just putting it on the apples of my cheek and bringing it up. Oh my God. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It almost blends into that bronzer perfectly. So we love her. Oh my God, I love her. I'm gonna go ahead and start my eyebrows now. What was I even talking about? I can't remember. Like I said, this is so sporadic because I am all over the place. So makeup, it is my passion. It's my creative space. It's what keeps me sane. Even though I have a full-time 9-to-5 job, this is my end-all be-all. This is my life. Like, I can't imagine a world without makeup, and I want to share that knowledge and that love and passion with the world. And so, you know, doing YouTube, freelancing, doing makeup with clients, doing brides is just what feeds me fuel and like is my purpose. But aside from that, I do have a podcast with my cousin who is my best friend, which I'm so blessed to be able to share that business with someone that I trust and love so much. My cousin and I actually created this podcast 3 years ago, and we used to work together, and we always spent time together growing up, and we would have these deep conversations with all of our cousins. We're all around the same age group, and so it was so humbling to grow up together. We'd be up to like 4 or 5 in the morning having like conspiracy conversations and deep conversations, and we'd be like, oh my God, like how is this not on TV? How do we not record that? Like that should have been on a podcast. So one day he was like, yo, like should we create a podcast? And I was like, yeah, we should. And so we created the Dima podcast, which you have to check out. Both him and I are the hosts, and there's no specific niche. We just talk about anything and everything that we feel like talking about, whether it's personal, whether it's political, whether it's trending, whether it's motivational. You know, we are so open and honest and just raw with it, and we have guests, and it's just the most exciting space. And so I also pursue that weekly. You have to check it out. You get more of me aside from just makeup, and my cousin, who's basically the same person I am. We share the same brain. I like to keep myself busy. I love to learn new things. I love to challenge myself. So I'm always taking on a new project or initiative, and not everything I do is going to work for me, but it at least gives me an experience that like keeps me, you know, engaged with life and its purpose. I think that's just what's most important to me. I've always had this working ethic, like characteristic in me. And so for that, I'm grateful, because I don't consider myself someone that's, you know, just, I say this in the nicest way, but settling. I just like to try new things, and I want to, you know, experiment with life. And right now, I think the biggest thing in my life that I love doing is just seeing new places, traveling the world, learning new cultures. I love chaos. I love going somewhere and not speaking the language and figuring it out. I love meeting new people, seeing new faces. That's the best part about traveling. And I just got into traveling internationally. I never always did. But now that I, you know, work as hard as I do, I try to reward myself with like going places and traveling with my mom and my sister, and just like building those experiences, but also seeing new things and learning new things. And it's been so humbling. I am single, and that's my choice. I do come from like a, you know, South Asian, Middle Eastern family. And so because of that, it's just like, you're not married, you're not having kids yet, like what's going on? That's very much up for discussion all the time, but it's just not where my head's at right now. I am open to it. It's not like I'm not trying. It's just a matter of like making sure that it makes sense for me. Going in with my Merit Brow Gel. This is the color brown, and I love bushy, thick looking eyebrows. So we're just going to brush them up and make them look natural. I just barely filled them in with that Brow Wiz by Anastasia. I love a bushy, messy brow these days. Like I'm not into the clean brow look. I just want them to look nice and fluffy. So also, just because I have so much going on in my life and there's so much that I still want to do, and my company that I'm developing and building, I just don't know that right now I'm in that space to give my all to someone, but I definitely want to one day. What else about me? Okay, I love this look so far. It's very bronzy and dewy. Picked up the MAC lip liner color Whirl. I used to have the lipstick a long time ago, but again, I always just do the pinks and the browns. Like, what's new? Are you surprised? So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty chill. I love my friends. I love my family. I don't do much else besides work, makeup, podcast. I love fitness. I'm a workout class person. I take workout classes. I just got into it. As I get older, I'm trying to get healthy. I don't eat red meat. I haven't had red meat in the last 7 years. Naturally, as Muslims, we don't eat pork. I don't eat red meat in general. It threw me off one day and I never ate it again. I don't really eat dairy too much, but I do love cheese. That's my only problem. I love cheese. I wouldn't say I'm a picky eater, but my entire family will argue that I am. I don't eat seafood at all. Nothing in the ocean, not even seaweed, and don't expect me to try it either. It is what it is. This lip liner is stunning, my God. Also, like, Afghan culture just never had seafood dishes to begin with, so now I'm just too scared to try. I never grew up eating it. I'm not a fan of it, but my family loves that stuff. So other than that, I don't think I'm a boring person. I'm a homebody. I'm an introvert and extrovert. I hate going out. I love smoking hookah though, so I'll go to hookah bars. But I think I'm kind of boring. Like, I don't drink, but I will go out and have a good time. And like, I won't be the party pooper that like, oh, like I'll just be your designated driver. I picked up 2 MAC lipsticks because I love MAC lipstick. These are just always the best. I have Thanks It's MAC, which I've used before. I love it. I just needed to pick up another one. And then I got Peach Blossom. I tried it on in the store and I loved it, but I had no makeup on. So I kind of want to see it with makeup on now. This is another beautiful sheer pink brown color. Obviously, what else would it be? There are very few things that life has taught me early on. The more you put out, the more you'll receive. This color is so beautiful. Wow. There is enough for everybody to go around. We can't control how people treat us, but we can control how we react. Not everybody that you love will love you the same. Not everybody has the same heart as you. Okay, just because you see the good in everybody doesn't mean that they're that same way. Yeah, this is my new combination for the rest of my life. Protect your peace as much as you can. Sometimes it's not personal. That may mean getting rid of people in your life, or getting rid of situations, or leaving somewhere, or, you know, like just doing what's best for you. It doesn't make you a selfish person all the time. It's just protecting your peace, and you'll learn this the hard way. 9 times out of 10, life will disappoint you, but you have to keep pushing. It's not gonna be like this forever. Life will always throw wrenches and curveballs at you, but you have to keep going forward. You have no other option, and it's on you on how you handle that. Of course, the universe won't always be on our side. Things happen and you don't know why. The worst things happen to the best people, but you have to find a way to understand it, process it, and move forward. It won't be like this forever. That's my favorite quote. I know that I can feel some way right now in this moment, but tomorrow I could feel a complete different way. It's very easy to not go out your way to hurt people. It's very easy to just be the bigger person and to be a better person. It's very easy to sometimes not say anything at all. It's simple. Pick and choose your battles. Not every battle will be worth it. So remember that. Everything has a purpose and a reason. It may not make sense in this moment, but at one point in your life, it will. And you can't see it right now, but you eventually can. Oh, I also have anxiety. Like, naturally, I'm just an anxious person. I sleep with a mouth guard. I grind my teeth. It is what it is, okay? Like, I'm an anxious person. She's a 10, but she has anxiety every night. Okay, here's my makeup. What do we think? This is like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling her, okay? This blush and this lipstick together, I can't even breathe. This is just in time for summer. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Have you used any of the other Dior blushes, by the way, that recently launched? Let me know what other colors I need to get. Love you all so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will list everything in the description box below. And as always, until next time, I will see you later.